Hey beauties, it is your girl Safai Kelly, aka Safai 305, and I'm here today in OFRA Studio, and we are bringing you this fall glam look. So if you guys are interested, keep on watching and let's get started. So the first thing that we're gonna do is prime our face, and I am taking the Silicone Primer. You always wanna prime your face to make sure that you got a good base going. Boom. So I usually focus my primer on my T-zone because that's my problem area. This is where I get the oiliest, and having a silicone base is gonna create a nice canvas for us, sort of even out our pores, texture, all that great stuff that we try to hide all the time. And then after I rub my primer in, I always pat, so I stop moving the product around and just get it in. So while my primer is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. I am taking the Universal Brow Pencil to go ahead and fill them in. I'm also taking the OFRA Pro 16 brush to groom these bad boys. Don't judge me so hardly, my brows do need to be done, okay? So now that our brows are done, I'm gonna go ahead and carve out my brows. I usually do use like a concealer under my brows, so I'm using a color correction wheel, and this is their Derma color correcting wheel. I like a really defined brow. It looks like I just did my eyebrows, but they're so busted. Like, there's so much overgrowth happening. Then I'm going to take my sponge and just remove the excess product. So to go ahead and set the concealer that I just used to cover up my brow, I am using the medium translucent powder. Okay, so brows are done. I primed out my lid using the color wheel. So now I'm going to start on my complexion. For foundation today, I am using the Absolute Cover Foundation in shades 8 and 10. A great tip, one of my favorite tips, is I just carved out my brow, so I use my foundation to carve out the top so I don't have that like white line and it's not super obvious that I just did it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I know it looks kind of crazy right now, just wait. Okay, hard part is over. Now I'm gonna jump into the rest of my face. I'm taking the Elite Foundation brush to go ahead and get this foundation on my face. This foundation smells so good. Oh my gosh. And I also use my foundation brush sometimes like a sponge, so like I stipple the product onto my skin, and it just helps build coverage in certain areas so I'm not like dragging the product around my face. And talk about full coverage though, what? Oh my gosh. Wow. I need my skin to look like this all the time. Foundation is done. We are going back to the Derma wheel. The same shade that I used to carve out my eyebrows is what I'm going to use for concealer slash kind of highlight, because I do like using a brighter concealer just to kind of lift certain areas of my face. Honestly, you don't need a lot. Some people go overboard with their concealing, but the more product, the more you have to take away after, so less is more. And it always looks like tribal paint, but I promise you, you're going to win the battle. You will. I highlight my Cupid's bow, a little bit on my chin, and the bridge of my nose, and just the tip of my nose. Cute. Now we're taking our sponge and the foundation brush, because I like to switch between the two, just, I don't know, it just makes, this is what I need for my recipe. I just use both of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the sponge underneath my eyes. And I bring it all the way up to like my temple. And then I take the brush for any demarcation line between my concealer and my foundation, just so we have a flawless blend. That's what we're going for. Flawless. You never want to see where your concealer starts and where it ends. It just needs to just like blend into everything seamlessly. Okay, we're looking very blended. So now I'm gonna contour. Love contouring, and I love cream contouring even more. So I'm gonna be taking the deep corrector wheel, and I'm taking that center shade. And we're gonna contour my nose. Yes, I'm gonna use a Pro 25 brush to do so. Perfect for contouring the nose area. I like to go underneath my nose to lift it. I'm going for a cute button shaped nose. And then right in this inner socket right here, and up into the eyebrow. Plastic surgery, painless. Cosmetic surgery, literally, love this. And now we're ready to set our face, and I'm gonna use the same medium translucent loose powder to do so. Before setting your face, you just wanna make sure that all the creases are not there, so you're not setting creases into your face. So I'm just gonna go ahead over with the sponge and make sure all the creases are gone before I set this powder down. And I don't bake. Baking doesn't work for me. So I just press the powder in until it disappears. All right, our complexion is done. I used the Must Have Mattes palette. The first shade I used was Fire Orange. Then I used Brown. And I also used Slate. I used the Soul Palette, and the first shade I used is Bliss, Gold Rush, Bohemian, and I also used Soho. So I'm taking Fire Orange in my crease, and this is gonna be my transition shade. I'm gonna bring it all the way in, and I'm also gonna carry it up. I'm using circular motions to blend out this color. And then I'm also going to use windshield wiper motions as well. So I use windshield wiper motions mostly to spread color, and then circular motions to blend. So next I'll be taking the shade Brown, and I'm going to be using that shade to define my crease a little bit. I'm using the same kind of big fluffy crease brush and keeping it more focused on the outer corner. I'm really concentrating the color here before I go ahead and spread it out. I'm gonna slightly carry that brown shade over. Once there's less product on my brush, I'm gonna bring it all the way in. So whatever I do for the top, I usually do for the bottom, so I'm gonna go ahead and carry those colors on the bottom. So while we're working on the bottom portion of the eye, I'm gonna go ahead and also do eyeliner, and I'm using a pencil liner. I'm using the black pencil liner. I'm gonna go ahead and line my waterline and my lash line, because we're gonna end up smudging this color out. Taking a pencil brush, I will be dipping into Slate, which is black. And we're gonna smoke out the bottom lash line. With a smaller blending brush, I'm gonna be mixing Brown and Slate together, and we are gonna define the crease even more. So I'm gonna be concentrated on the outside and really build up that definition, and then slowly bring it inward. Once there is less product on my brush, I am gonna drag it all the way over, and this is gonna help when we cut our crease, so there's a clear contrast of the cut crease and the shadow behind it. So to go ahead and cut the crease, I will be using the sculpting wand in the shade Dawn. So for cutting the crease, it can be very scary. I know, so I'm gonna give you a quick tip that will help you conquer the cut crease. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a dotted line, and then all you have to do is connect the dots. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I cut above my natural crease because I have hooded lids. I'm a part of that committee. Hello to all of my hooded lid babies out there. So we're gonna cut above the natural crease, and I usually cut it right about here. So I'm just gonna make my lines. And now all you have to do is connect them, and it's so much easier this way. It does take practice though, okay? Don't think it's gonna happen overnight. Wow, that's the quickest crease I've ever done. All right, so once my crease has been filled in now, I'm gonna blend and remove excess product. So I'm just gonna take a flat shadow brush, and I'm gonna be picking up product and blending at the same time. And then for the outer edge, because it has a really harsh line right here, I like to use just the pad of my finger. The warmth of the finger really does break down the product. And so it really allows it to melt into the skin. So the last brush that I use to deepen my crease, I'm just gonna take whatever product is left to go ahead and fade these edges right here. So we have a nice smooth transition. And now we're ready for our shimmers. So the first shade I'm taking from the Soul Palette is Bliss, and Bliss is a gorgeous champagne looking shade. I'm going to go ahead and pack that in the inner corner of this crease. And this is gonna be for like the first third of the crease. Next, I'll be taking Gold Rush. We're gonna pack Gold Rush right next to Bliss. They're gonna be friends. They're gonna be best friends. We're gonna mix them together. So we have a nice transition. And this is gonna be the second third of the eye. So now I'm placing Bohemian right on the outside of that crease, just so we have a very effortless and seamless blend. Back with this brush to add some definition, I'm taking brown, and I just want to make sure that my shimmer doesn't come out too far, and we keep a nice and defined outer crease here, outside of our cut crease. Do you want to do that? That looks good. And I'm cut crease queen, but also inner corner highlight queen too. Can't forget that. So I'm taking the shade Soho, and I'm gonna pop that right in my inner corner to highlight. You guys ready to wing it? Because we're gonna do a wing. I usually start my wings in the very beginning. I make a little mark here, then I go into the middle, and I drag it out. And I go back to the front. I hold my breath when I do my wing liner. Whew. Wow. Okay, you guys, it's time for the wing part. All right, I'm not scared, I promise. we're gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and start at the outside of my eye, and I follow usually the bottom of my lash line, and I kind of just extend it out. Yeah, that's the wing. Then I just connect the tail to the body in one go. And fill her in. Wow, we got a wing. That was a very happy wing. So to achieve this wing, I did use the Verified Liquid Liner. This is a verified wing, okay? She got that check. Last but not least, for the eyes, I will be using the HD Volumizing Mascara to coat these lashes. I always put mascara on the bottom, but I also do it on the top. You know, get that 360 going on the lashes. Just a little tip if you guys didn't know, if you already don't do it. Now I have lashes. Before, I don't know where they were. They were on vacation, but now they're here. They're back. I also love putting mascara on my bottom lashes. I don't know, it just gives my look more of like a, not doe-eyed, but like a doll. I don't know. I just like to see the bottom lashes because I have them. They're here. Okay guys, so I'm gonna put some lashes on and we'll be right back to finish up the rest of the face. As you can see, the eyes are done. Now it's time to finish up the rest of our face. We gotta throw color back in. We gotta be glowing it up. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. First and foremost, I will be taking the shade Raisin, which is a gorgeous blush. It's more warm toned and it is in the Soul Palette. I'm gonna dust that on the apples of my cheeks. And I smile just so I can perk up the apples of my cheeks and deposit all the color there. I just really love what this color does for my skin tone. Looks really good. And then a little bit on the nose. All right, now it's time to glow it up. I am taking Sahara Dawn with a fan brush and we're gonna glow. Ready? Here we go. I'm gonna put this right the highest point of my cheekbone. Ooh. Okay. I like where this is going. So you guys, we're gonna intensify things. I'm using the Makeup Fixer Spray and I'm gonna spritz this on my, spritz it on the brush. And it does have a little bit of product on it. Oh, that smells really good. Wow. We are just gonna, ooh! Sahara Dawn is here, you guys. She has arrived to my face and she has taken over in the best way possible. I'm also going to highlight the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, and the Cupid's bow using Sahara Dawn. So cute. I just kind of push it in. Quick tip. Take the butt of your sponge, then you're gonna take your makeup fixer and spray the end, and then you wanna make sure it's not too damp, so I usually press a couple of times on the front of my hand. And then you're gonna press it into your highlight. And it kind of just makes it look more skin-like. So it doesn't look like it's sitting on top. Really just melts it into the skin. But the next thing we are gonna do is lips. We are taking the Berry Sexy lipstick. I'll show you guys the color. And I'm just gonna go ahead and go and do it. Oh wow, super creamy. Everything smells good. Everything smells good. This is a really great color. Just don't do anything, let it dry. So we're not done yet because we just need to set everything in place that we just worked on. And so I'm taking the makeup fixer, holding it a nice distance from my face, and we're gonna just give the face a little shower. A little bit more. Okay, that's good. Guys, look at this fan. How cute. I got this at a launch event, the Soul launch event, and we're gonna... Yeah. Yes. So good. Oh my God, I should use this for my lashes. I'm so happy I have this. Florida's so hot. Wow, you guys, and this is the completed look. How are we looking? Flawless? Okay beauties, that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video today, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, drop some comments down below. Do not forget to hit that bell button, and most importantly, click that subscribe button. We all gotta be friends. If if you guys would love to see more of me, feel free to follow me at Safai305 on Instagram. But now all you beauties are ready to slay all the fall looks. Bye, you guys.